Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to teach you about creative order. Hi, I'm Regina L. Henry, Chief Support Officer for Corporate Mothers. I am here to equip you to lead resiliently and authentically, both at work and at home, so that you can create impact in your world without guilt or shame. Today I want to talk about creative order. And although those two terms seem like they're opposing terms, they actually work together to increase your productivity as well as your ability to focus on what's most important to you. Most of my clients that I work with really appreciate the structure and order that I encourage and bring into their lives, but they also get a bit resistant when it comes to the creative parts that I try to incorporate in their practices. Now, what do I mean by that? Most of us think that in order to have an organized and efficient and productive life, we must have more constraints, more structure, and more frameworks to sort of keep us in this state of restriction at all times. However, we're not meant to live that way. Now, don't get me wrong, boundaries are important. Structure is critical. But what I am encouraging is flexibility within a framework. Now, what do I mean by that? Most people think that they are not very creative. Unless they're working in the arts and they're writing music or they're painting or drawing, most people tend to think, well, I'm not very creative. I'm an accountant. Or I'm not very creative. I'm an attorney. And that just simply is not true. Each and every one of us is a creative being. And we don't even realize the most powerful creative tool that exists, all of us has. It's here. It's our imagination. I know. You're rolling your eyes and thinking, what is she talking about? But our imagination has the ability to expand as well as drive us forward to live a more fulfilled and whole with a W, some life. So, how does it work? Well, with structure, adding in that use of imagination, you'll need just 3 things to be aware of and conscious of and pursue. The first is be flexible. Like many of us, we use planners to keep our time in order, or we might use a meal plan to keep our lifestyle and eating habits in order. But be flexible in those things. I've mentioned to you before how it's important to have margin in your week. Maybe an hour at the beginning of the week or an hour toward the end of the week so that you're able to address anything that pops up and you don't feel the stress that comes with a very full and congested schedule. The same is true with a meal plan. You know, we decide to have a better lifestyle. I'm in the midst of doing that now. And I've been changing my eating habits and increasing my awareness of patterns in my eating. However, there are things that come up. This past weekend, we celebrated a huge milestone in my family's life. And there was red velvet cake. I was tempted to say, no, I can't have it. But we're celebrating. It's okay for me to have a slice of cake every now and then. That's being flexible within the structure of my overall plan, my eating plan, right? So make sure you try to stay flexible in your thinking and your approach. The second thing, and I think this can be really hard in a very noisy world that we live in, but is be still. Sometimes it's really important for us to quiet the voices that are going on outside of us as well as inside so that we can even tap into that creative thinking. Sometimes there are problems that come up and we don't really know how to solve them. And we feel like we must do and react immediately. But when you take a few moments just to be still, you would find that so many other ideas and solutions will come up to your mind that will be able to address more fully the problems that you are facing. Now, the final part of this is to be open-minded. Sometimes we don't even realize the areas of our lives where we have sort of closed the door, locked it, thrown away the key in our thinking in that area. It's resolved. We already have an opinion. We have passed judgment on this thing, and it's never to be revisited again. Unfortunately, when that happens, we are not allowing other information, other understandings of a circumstance or a situation or even a perspective to come in. And it hamstrings our imagination, our ability to see beyond just what's put right in front of us. So really cultivating a posture of open-mindedness helps to bring that creativity into any organized and structured life. That's it. So as long as you pursue being flexible, being still when needed, and being open-minded, you are able to incorporate that creative tool of your imagination into any framework that is guiding you through your life. If you have any comments or any ways in which you incorporate creativity into the structure of your life, I would love to hear about it. Make sure you put it in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, I am Regina L. Henry, here to share tips, tools, and tactics for you to live your very, very best life. Next time, I will be sharing with you some ways in which I organize my time structurally and incorporate a bit of creativity in that as well.